Hey, good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas, Solstice, whatever. As you can hear, I'm still sick. My voice is a bit, I don't know if I'm going to be recovered enough for the dinner with my family tomorrow, my human relatives, but we'll see. But I did have a good night in spite of being sick. Kind of losing my voice here, but did have a good night. It was very nice opening the presents from the very thoughtful gifts from my out of province friend. And even though we don't technically celebrate Christmas as such, sort of Christmas solstice, whatever, I get the stocking for the kids. That's one. I took a couple of Tylenol last night and one this morning. One of my friends was suggesting I get new Citron. So if I go out today, I'll do that. But my plan is just to rest. Tylenol, soup, give the kids their stockings, and I'll see if I can watch Puss in Boots, my favorite, the heroic journey of. I saw it in the cinema, but I think it's available on Rogers pay-per-view or on streaming, so you'll have to pay some extra for it, but that's fine, I can do that. I want to see The Last Wish again, maybe make that a Christmas tradition. Our family can watch Puss in Boots on Christmas Day, over and over. Just relax. Sweetheart, yes, the toys are for you. Okay, 1 second. It's significant that the Santa Claus is in here because, you got cocaine Santa, which I'm not wearing this t-shirt, but okay, there. Toy. That's a cocaine Santa. I'm not sure what this thing is. It's a bunny of some kind. This is a cocaine Santa too. These are all cocaine Santas off duty. That's for you, sweetheart. And what's this one? Little Santas of some kind of. I think this is a lion, sweetheart. Okay, we'll keep a few for later. There. Okay. Merry Christmas, Merry Solstice, Merry whatever. Children, you got toys yesterday. You got toys today. I didn't get any big things like cat condos because we've got so many already. I really am losing my voice here. Anyway, just gonna play with the kids, and we're gonna watch Puss in Boots, hopefully, if I can get it on streaming or Rogers. And I think I might just stay in, Except for being sick, this is actually wonderful. Christmas, solstice, whatever, because I've got Agita nicely settled there, and one baby there by my feet. I think this is Lcee. And that one, on the bed there, I think that's Finn. And I'm watching Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, one of my favorite movies at the moment, just because of the whole, heroic journey in the, dark forest and the Valley of Incineration and, the team friendship and all of that wonderful, wonderful movie. So I'm watching that with my own team family here, And I have exchanged texts or emails with my human friends, So it is an amazing solstice for me, or Christmas, or whatever it is, whatever. Except for this part. But I'm in bed, lots of blankets, and kids nearby. All three kids are sort of hearing the movie with me, so we're watching it as a family. Well, sort of. Anyway, Merry Solstice, everyone. Hello, everybody. It's later in the day, and I've just been really just resting and recuperating all day. That's it. Just with the kids. I'm really glad. I did not go out for the dinner with my dim sum with my family, with my human family, because where's that other kid? Look, he's hiding. He's camouflaged. I can see the ears. It's the kid. So one of the kids is there, and the other kid is in the open there, and this one is running around, Agita. So I did not go, obviously to the dim sum. We've rescheduled it hopefully for January the 2nd. And I'm still sick, slightly better, just slightly better than yesterday, but still wheezing. Fever. There's no way I could have gone out, and it would have, I would have passed it on to human relatives, and it would have been a big problem because they're all, they have lives, so it would have been a problem. So anyway, so it's fine. I'm here. I couldn't even have the energy to go out to, or I didn't feel like going out to get some takeout or anything. I consider delivery, but I don't do any of that DoorDash, skip dishes stuff, So I ended up, in the end, I ended up cooking, even though, I sort of had the energy. It's, I made a gobi aloo, except, okay, the gobi was fresh. I bought it a couple of days ago. There's half a gobi remaining. The potatoes, the alus, they've been in the fridge for several months. But they weren't totally rotten. They were just, I don't think there was a use-by date on them, but they should be okay. I don't think alus, potatoes go really bad, do they? And the tomato was fresh, and and I put just a couple of red peppers in it because I'm sick. So, I'm kind of accommodated by not making it burn your mouth off hot as usual. So that's what's happening, and a couple of positive things. I got a very nice, couple of very nice, text emails from viewers. One, pretty much a total stranger, the chap I met that I talked about at a buffet, and we just started talking about whatever, and the other podcaster, the Jungian former psych prof guy's name came up, and he didn't really like him. And he said, I'd be interested in seeing your podcast. So I gave him a card, an e-professor card. He's actually watched them, and he replies, and he just says, good podcast, and he sent a very nice, email as one of my few known viewers, or actually unknown, as in stranger to me, but still in touch with me. So that's I have maybe one of those. That's him. So I got one viewer. But, that's all I need. I really do it just for myself. And if anybody wants to see it, stumble on it, or my friends see it from time to time. I have one friend, the Out of Providence one, who sees each and every single one. She's seen 271 podcasts, Nutty Professor podcasts. And then the other friends, they scan, and I keep telling them, don't feel obligated. Scan bits and pieces. You'll know what's going on from my texts, emails anyway. But, if you want to see little bits of, what I'm doing in the podcast, just scan them, 5-10 minutes at most. So they scan. And then I've got this one viewer who actually, he texts, he emails me, and he goes, so he sent me a very nice email just saying, in response to my sending him the link to the Solstice whatever podcast, just wishing me a happy New Year, and I really appreciate that, So I replied, wishing him and his family a happy New Year from myself and my kids. And anyone who watches my podcast know that, my kids are my family, So I wish people on behalf of my kids, So they would if they could. Well, Agita probably wouldn't. Sure, she would tell people to fuck off. That's Agita. But, the babies would. They'd wish people a happy New Year and stuff. I know that. They're very sweet and they're good-natured. Not like the sister. Not that much like the father either. So, that's and then I got another text from sort of a family friend. Not a total stranger, but an acquaintance of my father's, who we keep in touch occasionally for stuff. And, he sees the podcast and he likes them, So he sent one just going, great podcast, this latest one. So I kind of, it's nice to have feedback. Like, strangers and, sort of acquaintances, not friends as such, you know. So that's what's happening. I guess it's nice to have a little feedback. Okay, there's my gobi aloo. This is not the best looking, but you know, I hope it tastes okay. Everybody, both the babies are there, sharing the cat bed, and Agita's there, as you can hear. I'm still sick, so I think I'm going to need to go out and get some. My friend recommended Neocitrin, so I think I'll try that, you know, or maybe I can ask the pharmacist, you know, and I'll get some takeout food. I need some soup, but some real soup, like Vietnamese seafood soup or vegetable soup, not this packet stuff that I've been having. And I'll get some juices, but not orange juice. That was awful. So I'll do a little shopping and get some medication. I think I need more Tylenols. And then come back and stay with the kids. Maybe the fresh air will help me. It's wet outside. Hello, everybody. I finally came out. I was going back and forth. Do I have the energy? Do I feel like it? Do I not want to? In the end, I was like, I got changed, and then I said, I don't want to go out. I don't feel like going out. It's raining. But then I just couldn't face more noodle soup or the you know, the cardboard, the one that comes in that container thing, the instant one. Yeah, not again. And macaroni salad. No, I was like, and I also really needed to get something more than just Tylenol because Tylenol wasn't working. So I came finally, I got dressed again, and I came out and I got, you know, I came on the mini and I got, you know, I went to Drug Mart and I was going to get, my friend, I think, recommended Neocitrin, but it said don't mix that with acetaminophen, which is actually, you know, Tylenol, which I've been taking. So I took the Tylenol, I bought the Tylenol cold one, you know? So, you know, it's supposed to be a Tylenol cold, not just the you know, the fever one. So I got that. And then I got some things from the, you know, Metro. And I got some bread and some smoked salmon and, you know, some cheese and stuff like that. So, you know, so light food. You know, so don't have to eat just, you know, that macaroni cheese salad. So, and then I checked at the bank machine. Everything seemed to be okay because I had the two big purchases, but there was still money available on Visa. And I ordered food here at the Thai restaurant. I said, I'll get a nice soup, a tom yum soup and a green curry shrimp, so I can at least have some good food. And for some reason, my Visa card isn't working. It should be, so I'll have to check with the bank tomorrow. I made two big purchases, though. I know that. And, you know, there was, but this should still be available. I mean, I paid for the car, for the S430, and like within a day or 2 days, I spent at the bath place $2,200. But there was still money available, so I'm not sure why. And I checked at the bank machine and said money available still. It should have been, but maybe it was just those two big. Everybody, I did all the shopping and stuff. I came back and I'm having green curry shrimp with rice, and there is a very nice stomach soup. So the soup was really good, and I had about half of it, but I saved half for tomorrow. And I'm enjoying the green curry. I haven't had really good food, decent food, in like 4 days now. It's been mostly those packet, those little, you know, instant noodle soupy things, and, you know, macaroni salad. Good morning, everybody. We got Agita there, and we've got one of the babies there. We've got the other baby nicely settled there. Now, yesterday I stayed in entirely with the kids. I still have a little bit of a cough. I mean, you know, you can hear the congestion. A little bit of congestion, a little bit of cough. Fever is much less. I'm taking the cold medication, the Tylenol, day and night. And yesterday I just stayed in entirely with the kids, just worked on a little bit of journal entries, replying to friends, emails, texts, relaxing with the kids. So it's just recuperation, you know. It's still there, but it's, you know, hopefully by Tuesday, when I'm supposed to meet my relatives for dinner, it'll be completely clear. It took a full week and a bit. So, now, the crisis that happened yesterday, there's always something or other. I set on my glasses, and I broke them. You know, long story about the glasses. And I had a prescription, and then I got another prescription, and then my doctor keeps wanting me to see because of diabetes. Apparently, you have to have regular optical checks, and I had these glasses made up. A couple of years ago, but the problem is they're very thick, and they were in a case. I drove over them with the Cadillac. Now it's amazing that they're not shattered. It was a hard case, but still. So but this goes, and they're not very comfortable, and they're very thick because they're big, and they were an old pair of my mother's sunglass frames, which she didn't need, and she said you can make them into prescription if you like. She'd left them here, so I had, but they're very thick, and they're not very comfortable. So I had this pair, which was my old frames from years ago, and I discovered them in the bottom of a drawer, and I had them made up with the new prescription. And they were good. I didn't have the photosensitive; they don't become dark. So I was using these as sunglasses. When you go out into the sunlight and you hold them up into the light, they become dark. So I was using as sunglasses. These are my regular glasses for reading and for watching TV and for driving. Well, driving. If it was sunlight, yes, I would use those. So I broke these yesterday. So I tried taping them. The tape came off, So I switched to these, but these are not comfortable, and I'm not sure if the prescription is exactly the same. I think there's a slight difference in the reading thing. And the arm goes way too hard like that. It's not, so they're not good. So I ended up watching, I can read, I can use my phone. I can't use a laptop without glasses. So I managed to sign on to Netflix, and that was the whole thing. Netflix and Prime, Crave. I had to sign on my phone, but I've got the thing, so I just had to go change the password, do all of that because I forgot the password. So I did all of that. And so I'm watching Netflix on my phone. And the thing with that is I can lie in bed and like right now, my glasses, Then this morning I call and I make an appointment, and they can't give me an appointment for 2 weeks, and they're all booked up, the opticians, And this is the people we go to. The owner of the optical shops is a family friend, but he wasn't there, and he can't do anything about the if it's booked up, it's booked up. There's nothing you can do. So I'm like, the first appointment they could give me is January the 13th. So I'm like, I'm just going to have to manage, that, and with that. And with trying not to use the glasses at all when possible. So like watching Netflix, I can do, without glasses, and reading, I can do without glasses. It's a distraction. Not another one of these like being ill. So, But and I needed to see the doctor, the eye person, the optician anyway, because I have had this recurring infection. It kind of comes and goes. My doctor gave some, antibiotics, and then it clears up, and then it comes back. So I think I do need an actual eye exam. So I can mention that. They can put the drops in. They can do all of that. They can check the prescription. Maybe if I get a new prescription, that might help prevent the infections. I don't know how this works. I don't really know much about this, but anyway, that's what it's like. Hello everybody, I'm here at the chalet, and I came out. I am the cold is pretty much gone, but there's still a little bit of congestion, like I said. So I don't want to. The only thing is I don't want to pass it on to anyone else. Just wouldn't be fair. So that's why I'm wearing my mask, and I'm using my thingy as usual. But the glasses situation was just ridiculous. These are so thick, and so, it's not the right prescription, and they're broken, and they're heavy, and the other ones are just completely and totally kaput, So I tip them, but I can't really wear these in public, So I ended up, I was like resigned to, oh shit, I don't even get an optician's appointment for 2 weeks, and then I was thinking maybe another week for the glasses. So 3 more weeks of this. And then I tried calling. I said, yeah, it's not the only optician in town. And that particular shop, the optician normally comes, I think, on Saturdays. It's like, it's an optical shop, and the optician is part-time, comes on Saturdays. So there are other places where the optician is like full-time, and the place I bought those glasses, I think, a long time ago, before, the first prescription for those, was nearby on the Queensway. So I ended up calling the wrong one. I called the one in Bloor, and they said, "Oh, we can give you an optician appointment on." I didn't realize the one in Queensway has now changed to a different name. So I made an appointment, and the first one they could give me was the second at 11:30 in the morning. So I said, and I'm supposed to be meeting my relatives, but that's for dinner. So I said, it's become kind of a busy day for me, but I thought that was the soonest I could get. So I said, sure, 11:30 on Tuesday. And then I realized, I kind of mixed up the location. This one, the one in Queensland, is now called something else. And I looked it up, and it's still there. It's not gone. It's still there. It's still an optician shop. They've still got a full-time, optician doctor next, in the office right next to it. And they were able to give me an appointment for today at 3. So I said, fine, and I wore my mask, and I took an extra, Tylenol thingy. I wore my mask, and the doctor was also wearing a mask. And I told her, kind of full disclosure, I said, look, I've had a bit of a cold, but I'm recovering. I'm pretty much recovered. It's been a full week, and I've been taking the Tylenol thing. And she said, it's okay, and she, but just, when I had to take my mask off for the testing, she said, just don't talk right now. And I said, fine. She did the testing, and then as soon as that testing was over, thank you very much. Excellent. And can I just have some Tabasco, please? I came out to eat, I said, so I did that, and I'm wearing my mask here too, again, just because I don't want to pass on to anyone. And I've got my thingy, but, and she, I've taken it off now for the eating. So now I'm, and I'm having, that's the other thing, a little bit of a change. Lately, I've stopped eating chicken. Partly because a friend of mine is a really big fan of Brad the chicken, the rooster, and I think he's a bit of an asshole, but everybody does. But still, he's got quite a personality, and I'm like going. And my friend is a big fan of Brad, so I'm like, oh shit, I can't eat Brad's relatives anymore, so I had to give up chicken for now, maybe not permanently, but so. This is a vegetable pie. I've had it before. It's not really a pie. It's the one where they do they put that little thingy on the top, and inside is just like a vegetable stew. Vegetable. They call it vegetable pot pie. So anyway, I got a baked potato. I got Tabasco. I got salt and pepper. That's the first meal out I've had in 10 days. So, and then later on at night I've got like sandwich or something. So that's what's happening. Now, everything went fine. She did the eye exam, and then I just ordered from those people rather than go back to my other, usual optician. And I think the prices are just about the same. I mean, these people were supposed to be family friends and give family friends with discount. I think the amount is just about the same. It's always around $500, So this one was with frames. So this was with frames, similar to the broken ones. Not this. These are too thick, but similar to the broken ones. And the only thing I said is, having have to wear those for a day, I'm like, I just want thin. I mean, she said you can do this level of thinness. Very similar frames to this, slightly, thicker frames, but same style of glasses, which is the ones I always have. So, and it has to be progressive for the reading. So, progressive for the reading, thinnest lenses possible. And there's no tax on these things. It says like $550 on them. I said they always come to that, even with the people that we supposedly know. Even when I supplied the frames, which I did, I think, for these because I had Opal frames lying around, it was still like $500, $450, something like that. It never comes to less than that, So I'm like fine. Now the only problem is 2 weeks. And they said, "Oh, it's New Year's, and it's this, and it's that, and your frames are, the progressives, and they're, you know." She said, "I'll put a rush on it." So at least in 2 weeks I'll have them, rather than 2 weeks to the appointment and then another 2 weeks. So I kind of saved that 2 weeks. Okay, since I've ventured out, I might as well get I haven't had a donut and French vanilla in a while now, so I'm going through the drive-through. Still a little tiny, they didn't even tell me this time, but I know from before that when they put those drops in to test the eyes for the diabetic testing, they say it can be they say you can drive, but it'll be a little blurry. So I always go and eat something, and which is what I did this time. I just drove across the road to the chalet. Still slight. It's not blurry, but it is a little. The things is very bright. The lights. So everybody got back a few minutes ago. Agita's there, and one of the babies there, and the other baby's there. Now I came up and got shower, had a shower, got changed. Just having the donut and coffee I picked up on the way back. Now, this is another little ordinary world eccentricity. I was heating up my coffee in this, and this is like a 40-year-old microwave. It came originally with the condo. Oh, it does this. I think it warmed up my coffee, but now it won't go off. And I'm trying it right clear off. None of these buttons is working. Clock. Start, stop, fan off, light off, nothing. This whole panel is unresponsive. So the only way I can stop the fan from... Now, I don't know if the actual microwave is working, or it's just the fan going on. I think it's working. Actually, you know what? I can put my coffee in and see if it warms up more. But I'd rather just turn the thing off. Now, it's happened before. It happens like once a year or twice a year. So, there is a solution. It's not a good solution. And I'm wearing these awful glasses on top of it. Oh, this ordinary world distraction stuff. Sorry, a little laundry. Now, one of my friends is very, very, she freaks out over this. All my friends freak out over this. I freak out over this. Now, there is a way, but it's not an easy way. What I have to do is, I don't know if this thing will tilt forward because of all the shit here. But if I tilt this thing forward, that's where the fuse panel is behind there. And if I hit the fuse thing for that particular, turn it off, turn it back on, the microwave starts working again. But, with all the shit there, and then I got to move that thing forward, it's going to be a little bit of an ordeal. If it would just kind of go off by itself, it would. Of course, my kids are helping with this, which is it's always very helpful. It's very, very helpful kids, So they're helping. Moral support. I think I did it. So I had to do that. So I had to pull some of this shit out. If I hadn't showered and stuff, I would have just taken it straight down to recycling, I can do it tomorrow. So, that's what you have to do. I had to clear it, and then I had a lot of trouble getting this thing to open because it's not going forward enough because of all that shit, but it's okay. And the bottom one, I think, is the microwave. So I clicked that, and it's gone off. Now, let's turn the microwave thingy back on. Let's hope this works. It hasn't worked before. I have to do it like once a year. But it helps if I do it when we're not quite at this level of... Okay, click that. And let's see what's happening here. Seems to be working again. Yep. Let's put this in. I don't think this is the best solution, but it kind of works. Time 25. Start. And I want to do this while that thing is still accessible, the panel. Also warm up my coffee. Okay, the empty bags and a couple of, cardboard boxes and, some of the Pet Value bags filled with empty Coke bottles that fell out. The ones that naturally fell out this way, I did not put back in, So we've got a little space here. Look, I can pile up there. And that went back, and look. The door closes. Now, this is the stuff that naturally, organically left the closet, which I can take down now. Now I'm kind of forced to take it down because, see, my closet is cleared of that much stuff. Well, actually, some of the... How organized is that? I just some of the bottles of more I have to bring. But they actually have a little thing here. Fluorescent tubes, and I'm not the only one. Somebody else put one in there. Okay, now, the other two things. And then I head back up to the kids. That much free space. Cleared up, Well, kind of necessarily because I had to push that other forward. And not all of the empty Coke bottles, they can go down on the next trip, So, but at least they're not up to like here. So, that's decluttering. Nutty Professor style, very, very minimally, only when absolutely forced to do it. But that's Nutty Professor style. It is anal expulsive rather than anal retentive. Retentive in some ways, very expulsive in others. Anyway, and everybody is here. Everybody's like going, Daddy, you were cleaning out stuff and you were taking stuff down, and and you guys helped. I did get one of the babies did come and give some moral support. So this was happening, Now, just going to get changed again. And there's Agita. And try to work on a journal entry and, take more meds and try to fully recover by Tuesday. Almost there. I mean, there's still a little bit of a cough, but the fever is done. There's a slight cough, but that's about it. Anyway, bye for now. Hello, everybody. I'm here at the Vietnamese restaurant. And I came to this one because this is one of the few that I've found that has these minced shrimp and sugar cane appetizers that I really like. And you can get soup, either vegetarian or seafood. This one is with the shrimp. But you can specify a vegan broth rather than a beef broth. And there was another place I tried. I was going to order from the other day. They have a vegetarian soup, but it's with a chicken, broth. And since I'm kind of not eating chicken these days, thanks to Brad, so that's kind of a little bit. Now, much better. Still a little bit of congestion. I guess it's been well over a week now, but much better. I was just going to stay home with the kids today, and then I realized that we're really low on dry food. And tomorrow's a holiday, so I had to come out for that. And then I said, since I'm coming out, I also really need a cola. I'm completely out of cola again tomorrow if I don't go out. So, and then I was like, where am I going to have brunch? And I was thinking of Tibetan, but I just don't feel like Tibetan these days. Well, I'm sick. I feel like, or recovering. I feel like soup, but there's not a lot of places where you can get vegan broth, soups, and Thai you can get like tom yum. So I had that the other day. But this is a very good soup, and I really like those. The minced shrimp and sugar cane. Everybody, it's now later in the day. One of the babies is there, and then the other baby is there. Very comfortable too. Hey, Tweety Pie, hey. And then Agita is there. Now, it's a bit later in the day after my Vietnamese soap, and I brought the rest of it back to have later, closer to midnight, my supper. And I think I saved one of those shrimp thingies too, the sugar cane ones. And I did some more shopping at Sobeys and Drug Mart and Dollarama and all of that stuff. So, and I did go to the PetSmart, and I got the dry food because we needed it. I got a a small bag just till we get a bigger bag. So got the dry food, came back, and have just been relaxing with the kids, and just kind of relaxing. And I started slightly tidying. You can actually see a little bit of the counter again, and that was encroaching. It had come out onto here. It was on the stove, so I pushed it back and I actually threw out some bread and stuff that had gone really stale and it was moldy, and it came out from under there. So the stuff that's very obviously moldy, I'm able to throw out. So I threw that stuff out. So and I pushed it back. So it's now we've reclaimed the stove area, and I just kind of I cleaned this slightly. You can see some counter. And that's the soup, And I got those very nice beer nuts, beer nuts. They're in a beer bottle with an opener. And I saw them, and I got some for my relatives as well because they like booze and they like spicy stuff. So this is like a combination of both. So I got one for myself and I got one for them. And I've pretty much done the shopping for them, but then I saw a couple of other things when I was out, so I had to buy some more stuff. So anyway, for the human relatives. So anyway, that's what's happening. Hey everybody, it's now a couple of hours later, and Agita is nicely settled there. One of the babies is here. See on my shirt. And the other baby is here under this chair. I had to search a bit. There's the other baby. Now, I had decided to actually edit and post the podcast tomorrow, but I've now decided I might as well just do it now, So I'll wish the four of us will just wish everybody a Happy New Year's tonight, and I doubt anyone's going to see it before midnight anyway. So, and by the time I edit and I post, and it's going to be pretty close to midnight, and there will probably be fireworks at midnight, but you can't really see them much on tape at least. When I video, you really can't see much of them from here anyway. So, but I'm pretty sure that there will be fireworks at midnight. So the kids and I will bring it in, and I will tape that and include it in the next podcast. So, for now, I just want to say, from the four of us, of course, from Gita, from over there, from one of the babies there, under the chair, there, and the other baby here, sitting on my shirt. And I am wearing my Useless Farm Karen the Emu bad vibes, negative energy. Even though I did want to say that, even though that's her motto, the T-shirt really represents good vibes and good energy because, the person who looks after her and the other animals is really devoted to them, And the animals really have wonderful personality, and I've been reading comments that they're very helpful to people when someone's having a bad day. They see the Useless Farm, and the personalities of the different animals, the drama llama, actually an alpaca, but I had drama llamas is one of my symbolic animals well before I started seeing this podcast. So we've got the animals are they've got the personalities. They're very symbolic. It's very entertaining. So the T-shirt and the fact that my friend gave it to me, ordered it and gave it to me, and that Karen the Emu has some characteristics in common with Agita. They're both very unfriendly. So Agita is actually considerably friendlier than Karen. Just saying something, So, I am wearing that. And when I go to see my relatives on Tuesday, I'll probably wear my Cocaine Santa T-shirt. So, on the whole, it's been another week. So this is week 7 now. It's been another week of ordinary world, OW, distractions. Now, the sickness. I was quite sick for quite some time, and still a bit of a congestion, still a bit of a cough, but the fever is kind of abated. I'm still taking the Tylenol cold stuff and getting as much rest as possible. So it was sort of a distraction. The whole sickness was kind of a distraction, not one of the more positive distractions, but it did work. It did reduce the pulse for for the entire week that I was too sick to worry about pulls, So it sort of worked. It's not the best way of dealing with pulls, but it did work, And then on top of that, the glasses crisis and having to run around and bring these ones are very, very uncomfortable. They're very uncomfortable. They're heavy. The side arm is broken anyway, and the reading prescription isn't quite right. So. Very uncomfortable. 2 weeks I'm going to have to manage with this, but there isn't a choice. At least I have them. So there was that crisis. And on the whole, I mean, it was, it was an okay week. And in that, the silver lining, as a friend of mine said, was that I got to spend a lot of time at home with the kids, just lots and lots and lots of family time. I only went out like twice, I think, in 8 days or 9 days. So lots of time at home with the kids, resting, recuperating, not much reading, but watching quite a bit of streaming and, some journal entries and stuff like that, and basically just being sick. But, but it kept me busy for like 8 or 9 days. So I don't recommend getting sick as a with flu as a strategy for dealing with pulls, but it sort of worked for me. And we've got to the new year. So, tomorrow, if I can edit and post this tonight, tomorrow I just want to stay in with the kids. And one of my traditions is I review the year's entries. There's a lot of entries. I write like 7-8 pages a day. So there's a lot of material. But it helps to sort of, at the end of the year, the beginning of the new year, I look over, at least skim the entries from the previous year. So that's my New Year's tradition. So I'll try to do that tomorrow. And then the day after, I'm going for dinner with my human relatives, and it'd be nice to see them again, So that's what's happening. 7 weeks clear. But the most important thing right now is Happy New Year from Agita. Not the friendliest of cats, but, good vibes, good energy, sort of, for her family at least, for most of her family. And then there's one of the babies, and definitely good vibes and energy coming from the babies for all of our 18 to 20 viewers. And the other baby there, also good vibes, good energy, from the babies, So, from the 4 of us, from 1 baby, from 2 baby, and from Agita. For all of our very few select quality rather than quantity, our very few but very select viewers, we hope that we wish that all of you have a very happy and safe New Year. Okay. Bye for now. See you next year, next podcast. Bye for now.